I played Pete. I'm Seth Gonkovic. I played MC Pick.
Clifford Lynch played Robert J. Mullinger.
Nick Lamantia, and I played Kyle.
Ben Deals, I played Will.
I'm Nicole Beatty. I played Jenny, and I was also the creative consultant.
I'm Dakota. I was makeup artist.
So that was Everyone Must Die. Thanks for checking it out, folks. It was an uphill battle. It was 5 days shooting in 100-degree weather, and then 2 days super nice shooting, and that's when you were there, Seth.
Yeah.
You didn't have to deal with any of the horse shit.
Like the sun.
But yeah, we first wrote that script back in September.
Yeah.
Originally, we were thinking about starting to shoot it in November. Budgetary reasons, we had to save up and get more. So fortunately, that gave us more time to cast more and put more stuff together, and it's out. That was the premiere. Literally I got the DVDs 3 days ago.
Yeah, I actually had not even seen a final cut before just now.
When we did the commentary, you just watched some
rough cut.
Yeah. Does anyone have anything to say about the project before we open up to any questions? All right! Okay, now, any questions at all?
Who was the killer?
That's the question, isn't it?
Just saying, my face was the killer at one point. So
You were one of them.
Actually, so was I at one point, too.
Yeah, if we're speaking in the real world, 10 different people played the killer in
10
this.
people were in there.
But in the realm of the movie, guess we have to stay tuned. Give me money. Yeah.
Well, first of all, do you have it worked out in your head with the killers, or just...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. And I just want to establish now, because of the projector, you folks saw the full screen version of the movie.
And there was crowd.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, I could tell.
Yeah.
Stuff
I
on
was
the
just
end.
wondering-
Which is fine. I just wanted to know when people are talking, you don't see them. It's not like that.
I was just wondering if you're really bad at framing.
Horrible.
Because, it is a low budget.
No,
film, you never know.
Everything was framed very well. Everyone that should have been on screen was on screen, just because the. Cool. Everyone else can answer, just to be clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a question for your cast here. Is this their first time, or I know Derek has done film before, but has anybody else worked in film before?
Yeah, let's start with you, Dakota, and we'll work our way down.
Acting, I haven't done anything except if you consider that. It's my actual first feature film doing makeup on. I actually do a lot more just side projects, doing photo shoots and stuff like that, but this is my first one.
This is actually my somewhat second. I actually have done modeling most of my time. And then, this is basically Steve. Me and him met on another film.
Screen Park.
Yes.
Check it out. It's coming soon. ScreenParkMovie.com or just ScreenPark.com?
ScreenParkMovie.com. This is only my second one.
No, I've acted in a couple other movies. I also do some films as well. But that's my second project with Steve. I was also in The Slasher Hunter, which is an awesome series I was in that too. So.
I guess I've done quite a bit of filming over the past 10 years, working in TV, radio, film. I run a production company as well out of Pittsburgh. So,
Do you have a website there?
well, we don't technically have a website, but it's Nichols 17 Productions.
Okay.
We do a lot of dramas, different things like
I'm sure it's somewhere on Google.
that. Yeah, we can find it.
I've been acting for about 5 years. Started out as background actor, in case anyone out there is looking to get started in film. Nick Lamantia is actually my running buddy. We first met on Kill Point. I was brought on to this project last minute. Literally had 3 days to prepare for the role.
And knew every line. All that dialogue.
Every word.
Yeah,
It was
really
insane.
And
So good job.
Just blessed to be on this project. I was kind of curious because I didn't have time to read the whole script. After watching it, brilliant dialogue, comedy. Good job, man. I just finished up actually another film with Nick called All Saints Eve. I played Sean. Nick played Vince. It was actually a North Shore production. Everyone pretty familiar with Hellraiser, Children of the Corn. Jerry Lively, which was lead cinematographer on all those films. Good buddy of Doug. Doug actually visited set one day. We got to talking. but that'll be released early next fall, winter, Redbox, Netflix.
Cool.
This was my second feature. June? Yeah. First time working with Steve, pretty much everyone here. Had a really good time. I've done a couple since then. I've been trying to pound the pavement and stay active, but very good experience.
Can I just say, I didn't get to act with a lot of them, because I was only in the one scene, but he was fucking hilarious.
I casted Seth in the first 4 seconds of watching his audition tape. It was the first line in the movie. He nailed it, and I went, well, same thing.
That is it.
Even killing him was probably the most hilarious kill out of all.
If I would have known how great Seth was going to be, he would have been the hero of the film.
Sorry.
Sorry. You're the only one that didn't answer yes, because ours is yes.
This is my first time doing anything with filming, so.
Does that answer your question, Joe?
Yeah.
Anyone else? Saw your hand first.
Yeah, what was your favorite part of making it? For the feature?
I hated making it in general because it was a lot of hard work. Like, I love making film, but every time I start to make a movie, I go, why do I make movies? I'm very stupid. And then I look at the finished project and I'm like, oh yeah, that's why. So looking back, I think my favorite part of making it was just the team. Like, I don't know how. I got a really great team together, and everyone worked really hard. They really wanted to make this movie come to be. And I met a lot of great people that I'll definitely work with again.
My absolute favorite part was dying. But aside from that, yeah, it was really just getting to work with all these people. Because everybody contributed more to the film than what you see on screen. Like, the actors helped out behind the scenes. The behind-the-scenes people stepped in front of the camera at times. So it was a great bunch of people, and we had a blast shooting.
Anyone else want to answer?
10-minute AC breaks. Those are my favorite part.
Yeah, just to be clear, on all 5 of those days, where you see the main group of kids, 100 degrees every single day. We had a basement that had AC. The house we shot in, no AC, even hotter.
I got clocked in the face during the fight scene. Just
and that's the punch we use.
Yeah, it was just all out. I felt that. Right hook right to the teeth. But it was a good punch. It was totally my fault too.
The hardest part for me, I actually had a kidney bladder infection the entire time we were filming. So I was out in like the 90-degree heat, like trying to tread water. Each time we take a break, I'd go to the AC and curl up on the couch for 10 minutes. That was.
Aww.
She's alright.
All right, bringing down the mood.
She's fine. She made it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Next question.
What inspired you to create this film?
Specifically, it came from actually like 3 different points, and I'll have Derek help me out after the prologue of this.
Okay.
Back in 2007, I made not a good movie called Basic Slaughter. Don't see it. But as soon as it wrapped, I first got the idea of. Then I thought of the revenge story aspect, which I thought of when I saw Friday the 13th Part 4. Because I don't know how many folks remember as much, but there's a character that's hunting Jason. He's in the movie for like 10 minutes. And even as a kid, I grew up saying, what would the movie have been like if he was the main character instead of Tommy Jarvis? And then I thought of the title, Everyone Must Die, and no one made that movie yet. I searched on Google and I said, well, I guess I got to make a movie called Everyone Must Die. And I just combined the 2 ideas.
And ever since you Googled it, the feds have been watching you.
Yeah.
That was, he kind of pitched it to me as the no-gimmick slasher film. And that's kind of how we shot it. We couldn't help but putting a little bit of heart in it. Like the way these characters kind of ended up coming together. It was pretty magical. But yeah, a little bit.
When did you decide? Well, first of all, did you ever consider your first line in the film, "Die Motherfucker Die"? That seems like it would be a good title too.
It would, but I can't put that on billboards.
Yeah, well,
that's the only difference. I could.
Piss off some people. But
that's why. What's his name? The dumb magician guy that puts needles in his mouth. Yeah, that's why I had to make up the name Mind Freak. That's not really a word. I didn't even put that on billboards.
When did you realize you were going to do this more for laughs
From the start.
From the start,
I mean,
it was intended as sort of a sci-fi?
Yeah, I would say probably a half hour into the first day of writing.
Yeah.
Was what, I mean, we knew it was going to be a little bit comedic, but just when we sat down and first started bouncing ideas off of each other, the tone sort of set itself.
And we're more comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, slashers are my genre. That's my bread and butter, but I love comedy. And I feel that a lot of independent slasher films, not all of them, that's a generalization, and a lot of really good slasher films, but a lot of them take themselves too seriously, and I'm really bored because I don't care about the characters. So if I make it funny, even if you don't care about the characters, you should at least be having a good time. And that way, something's always happening. First it's funny, then people are dying, then it's funny, then people are dying. It's just to keep the pace going, and I have more fun with the slashers that are like that than just this is scary slashers, especially because I don't find slashers scary. I find them fun. So I wanted to make this movie fun.
I actually just like the funniest line, I don't know if it wasn't really played for laughs, was at least I have a signal, because we've all seen that moment. Now we're in the woods and we know there's no signal, just
we try to pick out cliches to specifically say, like her saying, oh, I have a signal. Oh, I was able to get a hold of the cops. They just didn't get here in time. And, no, I should check the back of the car first. Okay, we're good. And it didn't matter.
We made it clear that, like, nothing that happened to them happened just out of, like, sheer dumb luck.
Except Cat.
Everything that, well, no, I mean, even that, everyone who died because they were stupid, pretty much. Because they did something dumb. And so the point I'm trying to get across to all you people is if you die, it's your own fault.
Anything else? Get all your political thoughts. I just wanted to make a politician. I just wanted to make a guy running for student body president that took it very, very seriously. In fact, Derek came up with the character idea, and he just grew
exponentially more ridiculous every time he meant to write more. Like
a politician.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I want to see Pete be president of the United States and have us just die because he would not be able to handle anything.
He's a little old for running, isn't he? I just get the idea that he just decided never to leave high school.
No, they're in college.
They're in college.
Oh, he's in college?
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw your hand, shoot.
Yeah, I was wondering, you were saying you kept it more comedic. And a lot of slashers that are now on the market and direct-to-video and stuff seem to kind of take that angle sometimes and they go too far with it. You seem to balance it pretty good in this one where you set a tone. How did you do that? Do you think that was something set in your script, or did it just kind of happen?
I mean, I don't want to make it sound pretentious, but I guess we're just good. I don't mean that I'm awesome. Just like if we didn't have to consciously say we have to balance this. We did not have to consciously say. I mean, there was a sort of a timing thing, but that's it. There was just a time where it was like, okay, too much time has passed. These kids need to die. That's why we put in those 2 insert kills, because I mean the killer's killing everyone in this town, and I wanted to show at least a couple of them, and that's a good way to break up all the dialogue and all the comedy, even though the video game scene's still funny, but it breaks that up. So, I mean, there was a pacing decision that we made, but other than that.
The general rule of thumb that we started with was the anarchy and the comedy kind of comes to a screeching halt as soon as the blood starts spilling. But then as we did a couple of rewrites of it, some of those jokes, some of that comedy kind of bled into, no pun intended, the carnage.
I think a good comparison is Friday the 13th Part 6. I think on a subconscious level we probably took notches from there. The fact that it was funny until Jason showed up, and even though Jason might have been in a funny situation,
He wasn't in on the joke.
right.
Killer never seemed funny.
Right.
I love that there were some people that were just like, yes, Part 6, absolutely. And some people were like counting on their fingers. That's the one where...
Cool.
I just want to say I really liked the whole character development with, I forget his name, but the egg guy.
Oh, Adam.
Yeah, I thought that was really funny. And,
Thank you.
I guess my question is, what's your process with like developing characters like that?
Well, let's have Derek start that with the story of how the character came to be.
Yeah, okay, all right, if we're going to start...
I mean, first, when I came up with the story, I told Derek, come up with 40 characters, and we'll pick and choose which ones are good or not. So he came to me with a list of 20.
I filled a fucking notebook, and most of them, they were like, this can't be used anywhere, this could be used in a different movie, oh, this one would be good for this one.
And one of them was just guy who loves eggs,
Dies
talks
first.
about nothing but eggs, dies first.
That was yeah, some people had paragraphs and paragraphs of explanation. He had loves eggs, dies first. That's it. Going back, I was at a party and going for my beer, which was in the fridge. And as I'm reaching for the fridge, this drunk guy kind of stumbles in front of me, does a little pirouette, and leans up against the fridge and goes, "You know, eggs have like the most protein of any kind of food." And I just stopped, stunned, and was like, I just like to get past you to my beer. And so I open the door, I grab a bottle, crack it open, he's going through the fridge, makes himself an egg sandwich. Just like boiled egg sliced on bread, and he's eating this sandwich and proceeds to just follow me around, singing the praises of eggs. Not joking. Like, I could not even fathom how, first of all, how this guy, as drunk as he was, could recall as much knowledge about eggs as he did. And secondly, that there was anyone who loved eggs with all their heart as much as this guy did. But that's where that came from.
And when we were writing him, Wikipedia was open the entire time.
Yep.
So
I learned a lot about eggs.
I specifically knew that I wanted to give him an A t-shirt because I wanted you to know his entire character between his first two lines in his shirt. And I said, I want a Triforce made of eggs. And that's what it is. And we just kept writing him as he gradually moved along. And we figured out that he was Wanda's brother, and that he sort of became himself. And Sean Shelton
sold
it.
Character,
Like
yeah.
in the script, I was like, oh, he's a guy who likes eggs. But when Sean was acting, I was like, this is hilarious. He did a really solid job.
In terms of development, once we pulled out the characters that we knew we liked and we knew we wanted to use, forging the relationships between them, even where it's not specifically written into the script, how we came up, well, they're friends because of this, and then she would have brought him in, but he would be friends with, that I think is where a lot of the interaction started to actually strengthen.
So there you go.
Does golfing happen to be a hobby?
I do. I enjoy golfing, yes. I do not enjoy golfing nearly as much as some of the people that I work with, so that was kind of me satirizing them a little bit. But yeah, I do enjoy golf.
In the character synopses, he had Jock A, good at a sport, never shuts up about it. Jock B, good at a not popular sport, never shuts up about it, nobody cares.
Yeah, we tossed around ping pong and cricket, and
we settled on golf because he really wanted some golf pants.
Yeah.
I think that's the only reason why John exists.
This movie was just a vehicle for me to have a reason to buy those pants. That was
Where did those glory pants come from?
Loudmouthgolf.com.
They're the most popular pants on the website.
Yeah.
I'm not lying.
So those were not made for the film. They actually exist in a store with a price tag on them.
He still wears them.
I wear them all the time, yeah.
We got a deal because we told them that.
Yeah, the woman I was talking to on the phone, I called in, told her we were using them in a film, and she gave me it was like a 10% discount and free shipping. I was like, that's fucking awesome.
You should put a link on your website.
We need to.
Yeah.
If you want the golf pants.
John's golf pants.
If you
For
want
cosplayers. Cosplayers.
Yeah.
Another character I really liked was, what is it, MC Pink?
MC Pink.
Pink. Yeah, I wasn't sure.
It's fine, yeah.
Okay. Another question about character development. How did you get MC Pink to be who he was in the film?
Well, it started off with, once again, his synopses. One of them was, white rapper never stops talking in rhyme. And that was it.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, yeah, he'll be in the first group of kids. We started writing him, and then did we figure out that
I wanted to say I'm actually Jewish, so I didn't get offended. I actually love the whole racism.
Originally, fun fact, John was supposed to be black.
And then due to budget,
literally, we had to save $500,
yeah.
and we looked through the list and said, who can we play to save money? And we were like, well, John and Peter in the movie a lot, and we both like those characters. So John's Jewish now, but we kept Kat being a racist idiot.
Strangely couldn't pull off black. It was weird. I thought I could, and it just didn't happen. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, the script I got said that he was black, so I'm coming in thinking I'm gonna have to kill some black guy. And I'm like, where's he at?
That's a big
And then I'm just like, and then I meet him, I'm just like, are you supposed to be black? And he's like, yeah, I'm supposed to be black. I'm just like, I don't think I have that makeup, God.
Black Jewish guy.
So I'm glad you weren't a fan, because it was to insult Cat, not Jewish people.
Right. My experience is most people who I meet have never met a Jewish person.
Really?
So,
I dabbled in it for a year, so I was at synagogue for a while.
okay. I mean, I love racism humor. I mean,
Me
it's
too.
my only critique is I think you should have made the rapper black. I think
a lot of the joke is the fact that he is white.
Right.
I think.
I think it worked. I think it could work either way.
It could, absolutely.
I just that was
Since
it.
you like racist humor, we came up with a joke that didn't make it into the movie, that a kip is half a hat and a visor is half a hat combined, it's one hat.
I like it.
Science. Okay, we got about 20 minutes left. Anything else at all? Jesus, okay. It will go boom, boom, and then boom.
Slasher Hunter 2.
Maybe.
What about it?
Can it happen?
It can.
Why isn't Left for Count in this movie?
That's a good question. Well, that's a fantastic question, actually. Actually, I have a rough draft of Slasher Hunter 2 screenplay for those of you who clapped for Slasher Hunter. Thank you. But we just haven't really sat down to get serious about whether or not we can do it, when we can do it, how much we're going to do it for, etc. So it's up in the thoughtscape.
For the actors, what was the most challenging part of doing this film for you?
Starting with Nicole, because Dakota's not an actor.
Yeah, all right. First, again, like I said, I had a bad kidney infection, so out in the 90-degree heat, that was ridiculous. Plus, the obvious heat. We were all out there in the boiling sun, like at noon, all through until the sun went down. It was really grueling. But we just kept going, kept working our butts off. And then, I mean, honestly, that was probably the hardest things. And we all got through it. We were fine with it, and we had a good time. So.
I used my dad's lawnmower for that opening thing. So probably having to explain to him, of course when I returned the lawnmower, there's fake blood all over the bag of the lawnmower. It's like, what were you mowing?
None of your business, Dad!
Don't worry about it, Dad! I was doing it for America! But that was probably the most difficult part. I mean, it was a lot of fun getting sprayed with blood and, going off, die, motherfucker!
That was hilarious to watch.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
Hilarious to spray blood.
I guess, for me, Kyle was the sort of like the straight character through the whole thing. And so it was finding that balance with all of this comedic dialogue to be that.
All this gay
comedy. all of this comedy to find that just the straight edge, straight arrow character that's balanced, but still has like the funny lines, but he just takes them without levity. Like the line with the car, just, no, seriously, we're good.
I will say, I love you and Zoltan, who played a guy in the film, playing off each other, because that was the one time where you got to kind of cut loose a lot.
Yeah.
And I thought your interactions were pretty
Especially because we filmed so much of that separately.
There was, it was just back and forth, and it was just fun playing that straight arrow in a very winding course of archery. Keep the metaphor going.
Well, there's like multiple angles that I could have played this reporter, and he just seemed like a smart ass to me. And then I guess the hardest part would be kind of making an ass out of Kyle here. He's like twice my size. Get my ass beat, But all serious, 3 days, a 5-page monologue, pretty much. He said that it was a dialogue-heavy part. I've played dialogue-heavy parts before, but looked at the script, I'm like, holy shit, 5-page monologue.
And we cut a lot of that out.
Yeah.
We had to cut a lot of that out. It was boring. But you nailed it. I think Cliff's answer is working on the movie.
Had a fun time.
Good.
I'd have to just say, just keeping a straight face for Monique's and Mike and Becky's hour. I mean, Doug's character, I love it. They were just, you know, everything's out of place and all that. So I was just trying to keep my shit together. So everyone else would perform. Very fun.
The sun.
Staying up until 4 in the morning to finish our scenes was a little tiring, but it was worth it. It was a lot of fun. Keeping a straight face when you were doing anything at all, like when you moved, everyone was laughing.
Yeah, on the 4 a.m. thing, there's a reason why only a couple scenes are shot at night.
Yeah.
Because it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So I would like to preface this question by saying I really enjoyed this. And I'll leave immediately after the question is answered, and please don't take that as a commentary on how I felt. But I was just curious what the budget for the film was.
We looked at about $3,500 including post-production. 1,000 of that was just post for the composer and for the editor. So on-set production was about $2,500. That was because like I want to actually pay the cast and actual food every day instead of just cold spaghetti or something like that.
Right.
And we were able to get lucky and get some stuff for free, like the shooting location we got for free, which enabled us to still pay people, because if otherwise we wouldn't have had the money to pay everyone or do as much as we did. Even though it wasn't amazing every single kill, as good as they were was because we had some of that budget to throw around with CG blood or the practical effects Dakota brought. So the short answer is $3,500.
Plus like in-kind stuff, right?
Yeah.
Is it available online? Because I see you all here, so I can understand.
It's actually not online yet. It will be online next week. That being said, we brought some DVDs with us in case anyone here liked it, wanted to buy a copy. And I figure we'll wrap up the Q&A here in a minute if no one else has any questions. We got 20 minutes still in here. And if you just wanted to come up and talk to any of us, say hi. And we got a few DVDs here for $15 if you want one. We even have markers to sign it if you want. One last check for questions.
Did you win the election?
Yes. I faked my own death to win the election. Okay, well, thank you everyone for coming out. It was a pleasure.